target and on track.
This is toward the end of the EVA. You can see the solar arrays, the blanket boxes are deployed, and Danny and I are working around the rotary joint on the covers and the launch locks here. And the radiator is going to deploy here in just a few minutes. So that was a full day, and it all went beautifully.
I never quite realized how dark it gets until you've been out in space on a night pass, and it's really generally darker than I've ever seen in my entire life. We did have a crescent moon giving us a wonderful little bit of light, and you can see here, this is what the view was like. Every 45 minutes, the sunrise and the sunset, absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, working out there on the bottom like that and watching the PVR deploy, you can get a sense of what it's like for us sitting out there at the end of that truss with nothing below us but the Earth going by and the horizon falling off in both directions. It was, in a word, incredible. It was one of those things that just can't be matched. And then at the end of a great EVA, as again I said, Danny did an absolutely stupendous job today. Even though it was his first EVA, he was a pro at it. We were able to finish up a little bit early, and it was a great day for a spacewalk. After we get them back in the crew lock, it's time to repress and bring them back into the equipment lock.
Haven't done the IV job before. I'd just like to thank Sonny and Swanee. They're still over there working in the airlock as we speak right now, getting everything squared away for the post-EVA and the next EVAs, and they did a super job today.
As you can tell, we had a really good day today, and felt really good at the end of our day after it was a long day, a tiring day, but we got a lot of work done, and it was a phenomenal day for the space station today.
Hi, I'm Sonny Williams, the newest member of the Atlantis crew, and here you see me, the one with the longer hair, and Swanee doing a hand controller calibration to get the arm ready to view the solar array deployment that we did today.
As you know, our big task for today was to deploy the two arrays that were just attached to the station up here. And so here you see the crew. We had everybody involved in this task, watching mechanisms on the blanket boxes and on the array themselves during the deploy. Here you see Swanee in the background, me in the foreground, JR, there's CJ, and here's the whole crew all together as we were doing our deploy on 1A and 3A. And our first task was to get it out to about 15 and a half days out of 31 and a half days, and then it would bake out for a while, and then we deployed it the rest of the way out to 100%. And as you'll see here in a minute, we had a flawless deploy. The guys that did the work on these solar arrays obviously did a great job. And here you have a view of the array itself as it's being deployed. In the background, you can see that everything's going out very smoothly, and everything worked just as we expected it to, and we ended up with two brand new solar arrays to provide more power for the International Space Station. And here you see the 3A array just as we're starting to deploy, and you see the sunrise in the background there. And here's the beginning of the deploy as it starts on its way out.
As you know, we're getting ready to have our EVA number 2 tomorrow, and Swanee and Pat are in the airlock along with Clay Anderson getting the EMUs configured right, getting all set up to do the EVA. One of the things we brought up for the station crew on the shuttle was some fresh apples, and here I am giving some for Fyodor, and Oleg, you can see how surprised and happy he was. He said this was some of his favorite food.
And the next task at hand was to reposition both the shuttle and the station arm so we get some good views on the solar array. In this case, myself and Brew are in the process of maneuvering the space shuttle robotic arm over from the starboard side over to the port side to support the EVA tomorrow and the solar array retract.
Here's JR doing some more transfer activities this afternoon. That was a large day this afternoon for JR and some of his crewmates. And here myself and Ola Kotov are doing a little some more robotic activity. This is in conjunction with the activity that Daniel Levis was doing earlier on the shuttle arm. In preparation for tomorrow's spacewalk by Pat Forrester and Steve Swanson, the ground team will be moving the mobile base system overnight. But before they do that, we had to reconfigure the space station robotic arm and put it in a proper configuration for movement of that mobile base station. And here's Swanee working out. We get a little bit of exercise every day to keep ourselves in shape, and we've got the ergometer on the mid-deck, and there you see Swanee working out. And here's Pat and Swanee in the equipment lock, getting their suits ready just prior to them starting their pre-breathe and overnight camp out. And those guys are in the airlock tonight as we speak, and they're getting ready for their EVA tomorrow.
Okay, we're all suited up, and Sonny is helping put us in the airlock, and Danny, that's Swanee that they're putting in there right now. Once we're in there, they'll close the hatch and depress it, and it'll be time to go to work. While we were doing that, Drew Archambault was moving the space station robotic arm into a position that I could then do some final commands to have the opportunity to install an APFR, a foot restraint, where a crew member stands, and then I would climb into that foot restraint. So the time arrived, and it was just getting dark as we were coming out of the hatch. That's me coming out first. I'll come out and set up a few tethers and receive some tools from Steve Swanson, and then he'll come out right after me. And then while these guys are outside, I was doing the IV task, repeating the job that Pat did for us on EVA-1 from the inside, and a couple of tools that we have in the background, a video, and of course a view of them directly. The other things that we had going are their wireless video systems on top of their helmets, which gives us a great eye-in-the-sky view of what these guys are doing. Okay, at this time we got Pat on the arm. He just ingressed the APFR, and I'm just starting to move him away. Pat initially gives me commands how to get in proper position, but then I'll manually maneuver him to a position where we then command another automated procedure to put him in a position to view the solar array wings.
And then Pat, when he first got to the solar array, he had to cut a leader off that was loose, had a spring on it. He cut that off and put it in his trash bag. Looks like surgeon's tools there. And then we cut it. We were all very happy with that moment. One problem solved. A few more to come. We had a great view out the PLT windows. We were clearing the arm for Brew and Oleg while they were flying Pat around up there. And actually, Sonny was up and assist there. And great arm flying by Brew and Sonny today. Now you can see Swanee still hanging out there on the mass canister and also giving good clearance calls.
There you can see some of the camera views that we, Sonny and myself, used to provide clearance for Pat as we maneuver around. In addition to those clearance views, we got some real good clearance views from the commander and JR in the shuttle out the pilot window and the forward window, so that helped speed things along, being able to get clearance from those guys.
You can see in this particular view the solar arrays being brought in while we've got the two EVA crew members out there assisting with the retraction. The solar array was brought in, one segment at a time, and then we would stop and pause and verify that we had good clearance to continue to move it further on in. Once that was complete, now they had to go and get to work. And that's myself, Steve Swanson, coming out right there to work on the Sarge. First task we had to do was the Sarge braces, and then we moved into the launch locks.
After we had completed the EVA, all that we were going to do today, it was time to come back in the hatch. They bring us back in, and we'll repress the hatch. And they're sitting right there, waiting for the pressure to come up, and once it does, she'll open that. They'll go in there and bring us in and get us out of our suits. And couldn't be done without the support of the IVs. There's Danny. He was the lead IV today as far as our suit up and getting us out the door and back in.
All in all, a really great day. These guys worked really, really hard and did a